These are the main arguments against the request to waive the immunity of the Catalan members of the European Parliament: Carles Puigdemont, Toni Comín, and Clara Ponsatí. Spain is seeking the waiver of immunity for the 3 MEPs in order to prosecute them for their participation in the independence referendum of October 1st, 2017. Indeed, the Spanish courts have been seeking the MEPs' extradition since the 3 of them left Spain to seek the protection of European courts from the unlawful criminal prosecution unleashed by the Spanish state against them.
Dignitat indignada quan es trepitgen els drets fonamentals dels seus ciutadans, tant se val si són catalans o d'un altre lloc. Els drets fonamentals no tenen fronteres.
The request to waive the immunity of Mr. Puigdemont, Mr. Comín, and Ms. Ponsatí is another of the many actions that the Spanish judiciary has undertaken to incarcerate and disqualify them from office. The goal is to put an end to their political activity and hindering their political project. The European Parliament must reject this request because 1. It suffers from procedural irregularities. 2. The charges are unsubstantiated. And 3. There is strong evidence of political persecution. Each of these 3 reasons on its own constitutes sufficient grounds for rejecting the request. First of all, this request must be rejected purely on procedural grounds. The main defect is the non-competence of the Supreme Court. Given this incompetence, if the EP decides to lift their immunity, the whole procedure could be brought to the European Court of Justice. Second, the charges are not substantiated. The main charge against Mr. Puigdemont, Mr. Comín, and Ms. Ponsatí is of sedition, while Mr. Puigdemont and Mr. Comín are also charged with malfeasance of public funds. Neither of these charges are substantiated. Criminally prosecuting the organization of a referendum criminalizes actions protected under international law. Third, this waiver of immunity seeks to harm their political activity. There is ample evidence of political persecution. In the past, political persecution has been the main grounds for the Committee of Legal Affairs to argue against the waiver of immunity. Besides, the current disregard for their immunity as MEPs provides the lack of guarantees of the whole process and the ideological bias of the Spanish judiciary system. It is clear that if they were to be extradited, they would not get a fair trial. Protect the European Parliament. Protect their immunity.